Hello, Richa Pandey. So we have completed the 6th chapter. Now we are going to start a new chapter of the history. That is chapter number 11, New Empire and Kingdom. So how the new empire has been grown after the Mauryan Empire, after the decline of the Kushan Empire. What are the main things? What are the new empires which has been emerged into our own country? So growth of the kingdom and changes therein was a continuous phenomenon. Obviously, growth of the kingdom and the changes of the kingdom. It is a continuous phenomenon which has been occurred into our country. With the passage of the time, new rulers emerged. They conquered different regions and had different policies of governance. Into the different regions, there were different kingdoms, and they have different policies of the governance to govern the country. The difference came about is that this was now in variation to the earlier system, and only Kshatriyas could rule. It was a variation for the new rulers into the new dynasties. We can see that there was a variation. Firstly, there was a common thing that Kshatriya is the only clan which is counted as a ruler. But now, in this chapter, we will get to know that there was some other races also which has become the king of their own empire. They had created the empire and become the king of that, and they have their own governance policies. Next, new people from the Vaishyas community were coming to the power. The king were equally competent as their predecessors. The king were equally competent as their predecessors who were ruling the country. They were giving the same competition to them. They belongs to the Vaishyas community and they are now ruling our own country. So we came to know from the Prashastis and many other sources that how they had started to rule the country and what was the governance policy. So firstly, we will get to know about a particular topic, that is decline of the Kushan Empire. How the Kushan Empire has came to the decline. Then after that, which empire has been emerged? That was the Gupta's empire. The decline of the Kushan Empire, the main thing is that the downfall of the Kushan Empire began from the 3rd century CE. By the early of the 4th century, many independent states came up into being in the northern part of India. They were being ruled by different kings and having the small kingdoms. That was the main reason why the foreign invaders have came into the country and started ruling our area. Why the Britishers have came into the country and started ruling our area. That was the main reason that all the small kingdoms were divided. They are fighting among each other, and that was the reason why the foreign invaders take the advantage of that. So after this, when the Kushan Empire has been declared into the 3rd century, into the 4th century, the northern empire, the northern kingdom has been divided into the smaller kingdom. The northern part of India has been divided into the smaller kingdom, and many rulers has been emerged in that, and they were ruling their own smaller kingdom. The Gupta Empire, after this, the Gupta Empire has been emerged. One of the kingdom in Magad region was the Guptas, was ruled by the king named as Shrigupt. He was the first ruler of the Gupta's empire. It is said that he belongs to the Vaishyas community, and this was the difference in the previous trend of the king being the Kshatriya clan only. As I have already told that previously people were thinking there was a criteria has been made that Kshatriya is the only clan which is used to rule our own country. But now, after this, the Vaishyas were becoming the ruler, and Shrigupt was one of them. He was the main ruler. He was the first ruler of the Gupta's empire. Next, He ruled in the period of 280 CE. After that, after Shrigupt, his son Ghatotkacha has been taken the throne of the Gupta's empire, and he started ruling the country. He started ruling the particular empire, and for the 40 years he had continued the ruling, and then came to the son Chandragupta. Chandragupta was the son of Ghatotkacha, and after the 40 years of ruling, successful ruling, Chandragupta came, and Chandragupta started taken the throne of his father and started to rule the empire. Since there was another named Chandragupta after some time, that was recognized as Chandragupta first and Chandragupta second. The neighboring kingdoms of Vaishali was under the Lichavis. The Lichavis were said to be the Nepali origin but settled in India. The neighboring of the Magad country, Magad region, such as Lichavis such as the kingdom Vaishali is been controlled by the Lichavis. The Lichavis were basically belonged to Nepal, but they had settled down into the India and started ruling the particular kingdom, that is Vaishali. They ruled the kingdom of Vaishali, which covered portion of the northern Bengal and Bihar. Northern Bengal and Bihar is under the control of the Vaishali kingdom, and this clan obtained the possession of the Patliputra also, the capital of the Kushanas. In the 4th century CE, the Lichavi princess got married to the king of Magad, that is called Chandragupta I. Then Chandragupta I, who was Chandragupta I? The rule of Chandragupta I was under a lot of influence of Kumar Devi, the Lichavis princess. On the coin, when we used to see the coin of that time, there is an influence of princess who is sitting in that. There is the mark of princess who is sitting in that, and by which we are able to know that Chandragupta was the ruler, but the effect of the influence of princess were more on that empire. Chandragupta first became the king of Patliputra and established the kingdom along with Ganga river. His kingdom extended to the Bengal and Prayag. The reign of Chandragupta I is said to have come to an end on the 390 CE. Then after that you have King Samudragupta. Samudragupta was also the prominent ruler. He was the most powerful ruler at that time. Chandragupta was succeeded by his son Samudragupta in about 330 CE, and he reigned for about 50 years. He had ruled that Gupta's empire for the 50 years. Before that, Ghatotkacha had ruled the empire for the 40 years. After that, Chandragupta I has been king, who has married to Lichavi princess. Then Samudragupta came, son of Chandragupta I, and he started to rule the Gupta empire and proceeded up to the 50 years. Inscription on the pillar which erected by the Ashoka has the inscription of Samudragupta also, that how he had captured the particular empire. After succeeding to the throne of the empire, he subdued the power revolting against the authority into the Ganga plains and brought their dominion under his own control. Into the Ganga plain, those kings who were just opposing Samudragupta, he had fought against them and take them under his own control. He is said to have led a military campaign across the Deccan region, and also control the forest tribe into the Vidyan region. Means middle of the India, means Madhya Pradesh is also into the control of Samudragupta, and he started to extend his empire up to the southern India into the Deccan area. But he performed the Ashwamedh Yagna and established to declare his supremacy. He started to do the Ashwamedh Yagna, and you are already knowing about that what is Ashwamedh Yagna. That is Ashwa, or a horse has, after the Yagya, a horse has been openly roaming into a horse has sent openly to roaming into a particular region, and whatever the reason it is capturing, it is going on, that king have to fight against the ruler who had sent that horse, or just surrender himself as a dominion of a particular king. Next, his kingdom includes the Lower Bengal, Upper Assam and Nepal also. He led another campaign along with the eastern coast across the modern day Odisha. So these were the kings of the Gupta's empire, powerful kings of the Gupta's empire. They belongs to Vaishya's community, and they had started to ruling the particular empire, a particular portion of our country. So up to this we have completed. Next we will proceed into the next video. Whatever the homework has been provided to you, complete that homework into your copy, and whenever the school will open, then we will check that. Thank you.